Hey guys, so I am completely barefaced except for my eyebrows today because I am doing another first impression foundation review video, and I feel like I haven't really done one in a while. I think the last one I did was the NYX drop foundation, which was maybe like almost 2 months ago now. But today I'm doing one that I have been dying to try for a long time now, and it is the Toofaced Born This Way foundation. So the foundation is in shade Vanilla, and that was kind of the closest match I could find in store to my skin tone that wasn't too light. And one of the main selling points for me was the fact that this foundation in particular has hyaluronic acid in it. And if you guys watch my skincare videos, every time I'm reviewing a product, I'm always looking for hyaluronic acid because that is the compound that pulls water into our skin. So here's the bottle right here, and I really love the packaging of it. It's a nice frosted glass, like thick glass jar, pump style bottle, so it's a very luxe feeling in the hand. It has a good weight to it, feels very sturdy, and plus it's like rose gold with golden black, and it's just gorgeous packaging. You guys probably already know it, you've seen it, all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it on half my face, and as you guys might know, and for some of you that don't, I don't like using primers because they tend to also break me out. I have very acne prone and sensitive skin, so for my primers I like to use skincare that is more of a sticky texture. So I just have my usual moisturizer on, which is the Klairs all over lotion. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on half my face using a cushion puff. And I'm sorry this looks a little bit dirty, I haven't cleaned it that well, but I personally prefer using cushion puffs over beauty blenders majority of the time, just because I love the look and feel it gives to foundations on the skin. Cushion puffs are like Korean, like from the Korean cushion products. So I'm going to apply one pump onto my puff here. And like I said before, this foundation I think is going to be a tad too dark for my skin right now, but I wanted to go like a shade darker just for future wise. So taking that half pump there, I'm just going to go ahead and start applying that to the side of my face. Okay, ooh. And just in a patting motion. Whoa. Ooh, actually, that's a pretty good match. I mean, it is a little dark. The coverage is phenomenal. It's not too heavy. I can feel the hyaluronic acid in the foundation, that's for sure. Like, that's one thing I can always tell is that instant feeling of hydration. Like, it feels like there's this wetness on your skin, but it's not wet. That's that like hyaluronic acid pulling that moisture right in. This is beautiful. It's applying and blending out so easily. Like, I feel like I can do this so fast. I feel like in camera it looks like a really good match. Like, I can tell by looking at my face it's a tad, like the smallest amount too dark. Like, just by a smidgen, the tone, you can kind of see it in person. So for how it feels really lightweight. Like, I can't really feel it at all. It feels like nothing. The instant hydration feeling is gone. That was more of like an instant cooling effect, but that completely faded. Otherwise, right now, it feels really light and soft on the skin. Like, it doesn't even feel like I'm wearing makeup. It feels like I'm just wearing my skincare. I can see though, like, it's moving on my skin. Like, if I touch it with the wrong part of the puff, you can see a streak right there. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that. This might be a foundation that's better with minimal skincare or a proper primer, or one that you definitely have to set really well. So I can see that it's probably not going to hold up well on its own, which is a bit unfortunate because it's such like a high-priced foundation. It's definitely not full coverage. You can still see this little tiny acne spot coming through. The redness is showing through. I have a little acne spot here that's showing through, and I also have some pigmentation marks right along my jaw here from where I had those hives, and it's showing through. But yeah, see, I touched it there. I'll try to zoom in for you guys, but I touched it there with the edge of the puff and it left a streak. So it's definitely taking a while to set. I try to go in with a little bit more and see if I can get a more buildable coverage on those areas of concern. It's not very buildable. Like, I feel like I would, if I wanted a flawless canvas, I would definitely have to go in with a proper concealer to get the desired amount of coverage I would be looking for. Next, I'm gonna go in with a brush and see how that applies, but personally for me, I never apply my foundations with a brush unless like it's a cream foundation. Usually I like to use brushes a little bit more. And like I never use brushes, but just for the purpose of this first impression video, I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna put another pump onto the back of my hand. Even like half a pump. I feel like one pump's maybe too much. I think this foundation oxidizes too, because when I pumped it onto my hand, the original first pump looked a little darker than the fresh pump. So I feel like it oxidizes a bit. So taking this, and if anyone's wondering, this is the Sigma HD Kabuki brush, and the puff that I used is just from the Innisfree brand. It's the original cushion puff. You can order them online individually if you're interested. I definitely recommend you do it. It's so much better than a beauty blender, I find. Oh wow, okay. I feel like I'm getting more coverage with the brush. That's surprising. Oh wow. Okay. That's actually really surprising. No way. Usually a beauty blender or the cushion puff gives me the most ideal application, but this is actually working really nicely with the brush. It looks a little bit streaky, especially in the center portion of my face and on my nose. Just kind of try to feather it out a bit. I'm actually really in love with this color. It's so slightly darker that I am going to try to pull a little bit down onto my neck. The color difference is really mild. Overall, for both sides of my face, I don't really know which one I prefer. I feel like the end result coverage has ended up turning out the same. Like I have about the same amount of coverage on this side of my face as I do with the puff side. I can still see marks coming through, which is a bit surprising, especially since the formula does say it's a medium to full coverage. I'm not getting a full coverage at all. Even when I tried to build it up on this side, it just wouldn't build. So I feel like it's definitely a medium to high coverage, but I wouldn't call this a full coverage foundation at all. Especially for someone like me, like I don't even have that many flaws, like I just have marks. So if you're someone with actual active acne, this isn't gonna cut it for you, because it's not even cutting it for me with my minimal spots to cover, and redness is still kind of showing through on this side, on my inner cheek and around the nose area. I feel like it's not setting either. Like I can still touch it and it moves on my face, so I'm really going to have to heavily set this with a powder so that it doesn't move throughout the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my normal concealer, which is my NARS Creamy Concealer in Vanilla as well, and put that under my eyes and see how it works with this formula. So just taking my NARS concealer, which is the one that I always use, let's just apply that to the under eye area and see how it blends. So just doing my regular method. So under the eyes and a little bit on the inner cheek for a highlighting effect. It's not blending seamlessly. Like around the edge, I can see it's a little blotchy. Like I feel like I really have to work at it, but it's not separating. Like it is working, but I really have to like blend it in. And for the other side, I'm just gonna use my cushion puff and pat it like I normally would. Yeah, I don't know, like it just doesn't seem like it wants to set the foundation. So I actually think it blended a lot better with the concealer on the brush side, but with the cushion puff, the concealer isn't blending as easily. Like it keeps trying to like lift up. It's not horrible, but it could be better, especially for the price point, you know. Concealer wise, it looks better on this side with the brush. Using the brush, it blended a lot better. I feel like it mixed it in with the formula well. On the cushion puff side, it just isn't really mixing, so I'm just going to go over it with the brush to kind of help it work it in to the skin. Texture wise too, this foundation isn't really doing anything for my pores or my skin texture, unlike other foundations like the Giorgio Armani one. However, it's like almost double the price. It instantly like blurs imperfections and covers pores. Like it's just such a perfecting foundation. And even with my Kate one that I always use, I feel like it does a better job, especially with the pore area. Not so much with actual like active bumps on the skin, like active texture, but this one's just not really doing anything for texture at all. Like I can see my fine lines, like it's starting to settle into the fine lines on my forehead. It's just not really doing anything for my skin. Right off the bat, without even having to set it, I feel like this foundation is not one that I would expect to get long wear out of. Definitely would be okay for daily wear or quickly putting on, like just your go-to foundation. But right off the bat, if you're looking for something that's going to make your skin look flawless and have a really good texture and last you all day and night, then I already can tell this isn't going to do it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and set this with powder and do the rest of my makeup, and I'll tune back in. Alright my loves, I am back. I finished my makeup, and if you want to see how I achieved this look, then definitely subscribe or stay tuned for that. It will probably be the next video coming out, just so it makes sense. I just finished filming this makeup tutorial, and I just want to apologize. The lighting in the video did change a bit because I did lose the sunlight. It suddenly started raining a bunch, even though it wasn't supposed to rain today. But I just want to check back in on the foundation, what's going on right now. So I set and baked my foundation with a translucent setting powder, and that really helped with the texture a lot. And it's not transferring at all, the foundation, when I touch it. But mind you, I did do a baking method, so I did pack on the setting powder pretty heavily, so that's probably going to make it last a little bit longer and help control any oil. So really, I just want to see how long this lasts without touching up my makeup or anything like that. So I'm going to keep this foundation on for as long as I possibly can today. I have to go out and do grocery shopping, but otherwise that's all I have to do today. It is humid outside because apparently it is raining now, so that might affect the foundation as well a little bit. But overall, like, I think it's an okay foundation right off the bat for daily use, like I said previously. I definitely don't know how it would be for going out or like evening looks or things like that, just because it doesn't do well with texture at all. Like I can, like my pores, that's my pores, you guys. Another thing that's a sign for me is usually I know if a foundation is going to break me out if I start feeling itchy. I don't feel itchy yet, and I haven't gotten any significantly more oily, so everything looks fine. But once again, also, if it doesn't break me out right away, I won't know till a few days later of consistently wearing the foundation if it does break me out or not. And it's 3:30 right now, so I finished applying the foundation originally at 2:30, and it's been an hour, and I'll tune back in later. So 3:30 now. I don't have my phone on me. I don't know where my phone is, so I can't show you guys. Yeah, I'll tune back in later and update you in the evening how well it kept up for me. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I just want to point out, in case I didn't put text in the video, like a little notice, but I realized just now when I was looking through the footage that my mic wasn't properly on the whole time, even though it was plugged in. Sometimes it does that, the mic that I use, like for no reason it will film the audio, but it will be like the worst quality ever. I feel like it's because it just didn't like connect properly to my laptop. I don't know. But anyway, it is officially 9 p.m. at night, and for some reason, I'm so tired. I'm so tired, and I don't know why. I did go out grocery shopping. I ended up getting caught in the rain just a little bit, which is why my hair isn't looking the same, and I changed my outfit just because what I was wearing before wasn't really appropriate for grocery shopping. And I also took off my eyeshadow and my contact lenses because grocery shopping, you guys. There was no way I was gonna go grocery shopping with that much glam on. That would have been so extra. But anyway, it's time to tune back in for my foundation. It's been on for 7.5 hours, so almost 8 hours now. And I must say, it doesn't look too bad. For 8 hours, it did okay. Like, I'm not super impressed. Like, I'm clearly oily here. My pores are super visible still, so I guess this foundation is just not that good for pore care. It has started to, like, it does have creasing going on in my smile lines, but I tend to get that with no matter what foundation I use, just because I am 25. Overall, like, pigmentation held up, but I did use a lot of setting powder, so keeping that in mind. But like, overall, it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. My face is starting to feel a little bit itchy, especially like right here around the mouth area, but I tend to always get itchy in those spots. No visible breakouts forming or irritation bumps. What I have is stuff that was already there to begin with, so that's a plus. Like, overall, it doesn't look too bad, but for the price point, I don't know if it's super groundbreaking. If it doesn't break me out, then I would say it's worth it, but if it does break me out like a little bit, I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna pay that kind of premium price for something that's not gonna make my skin look absolutely stunning, not gonna do anything for my pores or fine lines or texture, and it's just gonna cause me irritation. Like, I would be disappointed if that happened. So I will let you guys know in the description box if after a few days it does break me out, because I won't know by the end of this, like by right now, I can't tell if it is gonna or not, but it doesn't have really a fragrance or anything like that, so I don't think it, like, I get the feeling it won't. Like, my skin feels pretty good still, and it's not super oily, which usually if I'm gonna break out from a foundation, I get really, really, really oily after the first use. Like right now I would be super oily, but I'm not. Like, I'm just a little bit oily here. And when I touch it, it doesn't transfer, like the foundation color doesn't seem to really be transferring, it's just the oil that's transferring. It's only slightly, like a little bit of color is coming off, but not much. So I think it definitely depends on your skin type, if this foundation is going to be really good for you or not. For me, with combination skin, it's not like amazing. I feel like it would be more ideal for someone with more really, really dry skin, not combination dry. Oily skin types I don't feel would like this. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this foundation first impression review, and I hope it helped you out if you're wondering what I thought about, because I know this foundation's been out for a few years now, so I hope it helps anyone who's wondering what I might have thought about it with my completely tricky skin type. Remember, acne prone, sensitive, combination, dehydrated, dry, and oily and T-zone. So yeah, plus aging. Oh god. Oh god. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up this video if you did. Comment down below if you've tried out this foundation, and let me know how it worked for your skin type. I would be actually really, really curious, or if it broke you out, like, let me know in the comment section down below, you guys. I love knowing how foundations work for other people. Yeah, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I upload 1 to 2 videos every week on this channel. It's more in the 2 videos range, and definitely check out my vlog channel in the description box down below, because that is where I upload extremely regularly. I upload a video every other day of my daily life and what I get up to while I live in Melbourne, Australia. So definitely check that out, you guys. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.